Steve, not the result we obviously wanted today, but what did you learn from the game?
Got a lot of hard work to do on the training ground, Jim. Everyone says pre-season's a week too long. Whether you start 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, the last week is painstaking for players, for managers, because you want to get the nuts and bolts and get the points on the table. So I didn't think it was very good today. I thought we started all right. I looked at the shot count. I think that we had 2, Alex and Andre, and I think that they had probably 5. But they're a good side, you know. That's why I brought them here, just to see where we're at. And at the minute with the new system, a few players seem out of sorts, but they've got to listen to what they're told. And if they listen, then I take the blame. If they don't listen, they take the blame and they end up sitting next to me. And that's what they were told at half time. So yeah, a few things learnt. But let's now, this 6-7 weeks of pre-season, got a week to go to work on set pieces, which we haven't done. We'll work on that this week, a bit more on the shape, hopefully have everybody back. And then we can go into Hendon with full quota of players, understanding what we're going to do, and see where that takes us. But yeah, we're a work in progress, if you like, you know, because a few bodies have come in. We're changing a few things, and people have to be patient, because it won't just work like that. It will work. I've got faith that it'll work. I've got faith the players will understand it, but it's just a case of putting it out on the pitch. And like I said before, it might take 6 weeks, it might take 7 weeks, so however long it takes, but we will get there. We've got belief in what we want to do, me, Barry and Justin and Stuart, and the players have got to believe in that as well. Like I say, if they don't believe in it, and they'll come and sit next to me, and I'll get someone in there that will believe in it, because it's what we want to do.
No disrespect to some of the players who came in today, but you were possibly 2 or 3 players light from what would be your ideal starting.
Yeah, of course, and I knew that anyway. You know, Alex played 45, didn't want to overstretch him because his hamstring. Damien's still not 100% right. Jay and Witz are away on holiday. Who else we got? Liam, hamstring, still tight. Park is out there doing running now, so hopefully he shouldn't be too far away. So it will come together, but it might take 6 to 8 weeks to come together. But we'll work on it and we'll make sure it's right. You know, Dom brought him off at half time because I wanted to have a look at Michael. Dom's here anyway, Michael's on trial, so I wanted to have another look at him. And just change it up to 4-4-2. You know, Bluey's had, his glands have been up, so he went home from training early Thursday. He could only do 45 today. So there was other reasons behind it, but I'm glad it's out of the way now. I'm glad that the next game we play is for 3 points, and I'm glad that the players talking to them afterwards, they understand that as well. Pre-season's there for a reason, but at the end of the day, don't be getting 3 points or getting a point, you know. So they can feel upset and annoyed now, but it means nothing. You know, got beat by 3-0 by SLOUGH, who are a good side. They're going to be up there for their league next year. Neil hasn't played the right way. I thought they were very good today, if I'm being honest. Forget what we had out, I thought they were very good. So it gives you the difference in the league, you know. So I'm confident. People might not be after losing to Chipstead and losing today, but I'd rather that than go in with a full bill of health, winning game after game after game, because pre-season's about ups and downs and learning stuff, and we've learned a lot this pre-season.
It was only a friendly, as you say, but a couple of talking points from the game which might have made a difference. There was a case for a foul on Alex, and then they got a breakaway and scored from it. Did we lose concentration? Did you play to the whistle, obviously? No.
I just spoke to the official referee and gave my concerns, because I thought Alex had possession of the ball facing their goal. He felt something different. I think we spoke about half time. Craig Stone was looking to get on when we didn't have real good possession of the ball, and we got opened up. So that won't happen again, because he's experienced enough and Sonny is to not let that happen. If you've got good possession, we can get people on. If you haven't, you get found wanting, because quick breakaway and you're 1v1. So that's something we learnt about. And the penalty, you know, he's telling me that he thought Andre tried to buy the penalty, but at the end of the day it was contact. So as I said to him, I thought it was a penalty, he thought it wasn't. He says what goes at the end of the day. So that penalty might have made a difference. We might have had another couple of chances to get ourselves equal, but like I say,
Well, I think Andre did, didn't he? He had another chance.
Yeah, he had another chance, good bit of play that we opened them up. So we're capable of doing it. People can't be doom and gloom and think, oh, we've got a long season ahead of us. We have, but it's going to be a positive season, and I'll make sure of that, because I'll work as hard as I can to make sure these fans and this club have a good season.
Now, you mentioned Michael O, he's still on trial.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what about Joe Turner? We saw him today.
Yeah, no, I spoke to Joe. I spoke to Joe earlier in the end of season, should I say, when the season finished, about coming, and he was away in New Zealand playing, and he said to me that he was going to stay at Kingstonian, so I left it at that, you know. Since then I had a call this week from him to say that he'd left Kingstonian, and when a player like that comes available, then you snap him up, you know, because my interest was there to start with. But when I was told he wasn't coming, I backed off. I had no contact with him whatsoever leading up until he obviously phoned me early part of this week to say that he'd left Kingstonian. So obviously I get on well with Craig, so I wouldn't want that relationship to be dismantled. But like I say, I can assure that I haven't done any illegal or tapping up of Joe Turner that people might think. He phoned me. He come training, we've spoke, we've agreed, and he's going to sign for us.
Excellent news. I mean, I think he showed enough in the first half for the supporters to see we've got a very good player there. I think he tired a bit in the second half, perhaps.
Yeah, I think he did, but then again, he's coming into another team that, again, the first half we played a different way to what he's used to. Second half it was more his style, and showed a couple of crosses, a couple of shots. But again, it's just getting used to what we want him to do. And him adapting to it, and I'm sure he will.
So it's all systems go now, really. The league starts next Saturday with a visit from Hendon. You're pleased we've kind of got a week off from games. I know you'll be training hard, but you'll be
yeah, well, we won't be training that hard, Jim, because like I say, they've done all their leg work. They've got all their minutes in the bank from the football games. They've got their legs used to the running side of it. Got to start working on the shape side of it. When I say it's been difficult because you've had bodies away, you know, injuries, and it's very hard to work on systems and shapes when you have people away on holiday or injuries. And hopefully everyone's back so we can work on that this week. But it's going to be one just more attention to detail leading up to Hendon, because again they're going to be a very tough side. You know, they've signed some good players this season. A good friend of mine, Gary McCann, spoke to him on the way up here today. He's made some good shrewd signings, and I think they'll be back to where they were 2 years ago when they were pushing Maidstone for the title. You know, he's had a couple of seasons where it's been up and down. He's had to change players, and players have been nicked off him. But he sorted that out this year. He's telling me about certain players got on contract and that. So they're going to be a force, I think, this season, where people will underestimate them. I really think that they'll be up there or thereabouts from their Maidstone season 3 years ago.
Brilliant. Well, that certainly sounds interesting. We're looking forward to next Saturday. We can't wait for the season to start. It's been a long pre-season, as you say.
Yeah.
So we're really looking forward to next Saturday.
Thanks,
Steve.
Thanks, mate. Thank you.
Nathan, somebody who wasn't here today will see the score and will be concerned. Is the score concerning?
Not really. Not to me, I don't think. I mean, you know, there is work to do, don't get me wrong. The season starts next week, but realistically we've still got players missing. We haven't worked on, you know, the shape and set pieces and the usual things that we want to take into the opening game. So it's going to be a big week for us, Tuesday and Thursday. You know, there's going to be a lot of organisation. It's going to be a long, boring session, but it's going to be a lot of education in terms of how we're going to play and how we're going to go into next Saturday.
A lot of people say pre-season's all about fitness. Fitness-wise, do you think we're all there?
Yeah, it's been a tough pre-season. It always is with the gaffer, to be completely honest. I've been there long enough now to know exactly what he's going to do and when he's going to do it. So it's not been easy, but the boys have showed a lot of improvement from the first day down to last week. You know, the boys that have been missing have had a chance to catch up, and you know, everyone's looking sharp. Everyone is looking sharp. I think it's just the one bit we need to work on, and which we're going to do this week is the organisation.
Yeah. Pre-season started terrifically, didn't it, with the Ebbs Fleet game, just the last couple of games or so. Is it because we've had a sort of mix and match team a little bit?
I don't really want to go into excuses in terms of people that are, you know, some people have played here, some people have played there. You know, we've got a couple to try this in as well. I think realistically, the bottom line of it is whoever's playing needs to be able to do a job. I think they were just more organised than us on the day today. Pre-season started well. We've shown the fact that we can score goals without a shadow of a doubt. I think we just need to be a bit more organised in terms of how we defend set pieces. I mean, I don't think anyone's really scored. I think probably maybe 2 that I can think of amazing goals against us. The rest have been mistakes that we've caused ourselves, and that's, if we cut that out, the kind of way I'm looking at it is we'll be all right.
Yeah, exactly. Compared to previous years, how do you feel we are now compared to, say, a week before each of the last couple of seasons?
I think we've got a better squad, in my opinion. I think we've got especially with the addition of Joe, I think we're going to have a real good challenge. It's a tough league this year, really, really tough league. But I think teams are afraid to play us. I just think we need to, like we said, we just need to make sure every game we go into we are organised, and that's one thing that we're going to be working on this week.
You've been in the dressing room quite a while after the game. Nice long chat.
Yeah, always. Always is a nice long
does
chat.
it stay in there?
Always is a nice long chat with the gaffer. Do you know what? I think he really just reiterated what I kind of said, and the bottom line of it is he expects something every single game. It doesn't matter who's playing where, he expects the same amount of effort, the same amount of grit and determination, and if he doesn't see it, he's going to tell you. And as much as some people are going to hate it, it's the best type of manager you're going to get, someone who's real with you and someone who's going to tell you exactly how it is. And he's never let me down with that in terms of always being the man to be like that. So, like I said, I think it's a big week ahead.
Yeah. Don't need to be despondent. I haven't dropped any points or anything.
No,
so.
I mean, do you know what I mean? If we're going to take anything out of it, it's the fact that the season hasn't started. We come here, we beat Hendon 3-0. No one's going to say anything about this game because at the end of the day, you can't take nothing from it. If we'd won 3-0 today and then lost 5-0 next week, that's an issue in my eyes. But the big test starts when the season opens up and that whistle goes next Saturday. No matter who's playing, no matter who's on the bench, we all support each other. And one thing we want to make sure that we carry on with and we keep continuing with is the support for this club. That's when we're wearing that shirt.